Today's going to be a trends check-in video where we're going to use the most recent data available to us in terms of what is currently selling on Amazon, the world's biggest e-commerce marketplace that has been recently uploaded. A lot of times this is how I successfully spot trends before they become obvious to everybody else. I'm going to show you exactly how I do it, and we'll go through and evaluate what the current trending products are. So let's get to it. To keep our finger on top of trends and give ourselves a realistic shot at spotting trends across all different types of categories and interests, we're going to need the help of a research tool that can do what it would take an army of humans to do, but the tool just does it using automation and web scrapers that are a lot better at paying attention to Amazon all day and all night than humans would be. So we're going to use Merch Dominator to do that for us. Basically, we're going to outsource that work to Merch Dominator. All I need to do once I'm in is go to the left-hand side where it says MBA and KDP and then click Best Sellers. After the page loads, I'm going to go to the drop-down that says Sorting. The default value is BSR, which stands for Best Seller Rank. That's going to essentially look at all the products in its database and rank them based on their current BSR. So it's a relative measure. The lower the BSR, it's a numeric value, the better, right? A number one bestseller would be a BSR of 1. That's the best you could hope to achieve. I'm going to change that to from BSR to newest. And now it's going to go off of a publicly available data point on Amazon. That is date first available. And Merch Dominator actually displays it right here for us on each listing that it indexes from Amazon. So you can see everything in front of us. As I record this on February 25th, everything that we're looking at is published on February 24th in the last 24 hours or less. So this is really fresh information. And what it's doing is it's looking at when it was published and that it has sold, which is indicated by the BSR. If a product doesn't have a BSR, then it has not sold, okay? The lower the BSR, the better. But in this case, what we're looking for is products that have sold, that were uploaded recently, and we're looking for repetition. So right away, we've got these, what do we say, vintage kind of retro style Gulf of America, which is trademarked, by the way, so do not sell that, but also Gulf of Mexico designs, and they are doing extremely well. That was one of those emerging trends that I saw really early on. I didn't expect it to be as popular as it is, but I also don't watch the news or any mainstream, I don't know what to call it. I was going to say propaganda, but I don't want anybody to get mad at me. So let's just call it news. So I don't know what people are talking about and being told to think about. I like to be an original, independent thinker. That's why I like to kind of stay away from having my mind steered by people that I don't know. You know what I mean? But then again, I'm here looking at t-shirt trends and it's putting it in my mind either way. So at least this way we can hopefully monetize it, right? Anyway, so Gulf of Mexico, that one we can monetize. Obviously, there's a trend, the Gulf of America side of it as well. But Gulf of Mexico established 1550. I know we had seen multiple dates there. Oh yeah, one behind me here. It says established 1672. So that's a little interesting. And then the Gulf of America ones established 2025, of course. A Dr. Seuss one. Now, I think I know why we're going to see some of these trending soon. But again, Dr. Seuss is protected intellectual property, so don't try to sell that. But there is a, There's a reading themed holiday. Yeah, Read Across America Day on March 2nd. So I know that that's a big Dr. Seuss adjacent holiday, but I would stay away. This Vivek, Ohio 26. Again, I'm unplugged, but I know who Vivek is. Perhaps he's going to run for political office in Ohio, so maybe we'll see some more of those. Those are the types of things we haven't seen any repetition yet, but we know how crazy people get about politics. So when I see that, I'm like, okay, keep an eye out. You know what I mean? Maybe do a little bit more digging. This is just my personal thought process. And if there's something to it, go and maybe get out ahead of it, right? And on the eighth day, God created Bucktown. So I don't know the backstory there. I want Iguodala. Iguodala was an NBA player, wasn't he? So I don't know the backstory there. I'm not going to know the backstory to most of these. Again, this is why I really just look for repetition. This design, so check this out up here. If you shenan once, you'll shenan again with the St. Patrick's Day design. So I see one up there, and then in the third row, we see another one, same exact design. If I shenan once, I'll shenan again. So perhaps maybe that is a new, never know, right? It could be a new St. Patrick's Day design. And I wanted to show you guys, if you use the Merch Dominator Chrome extension and then you do a search on Amazon, there's a grid view and there's a list view. So there's two different ways to have the information displayed to you. Here I've got the grid view enabled, and we should be able to see the date first available right underneath each product. So it says right here, like date published January 8th, 2025. I did a search, by the way, for the if I shenan once, I'll shenan again. 2024, 2024, 2025, 2025. This could be a new one. And then make sure you actually check the design and make sure that it matches. So 2025 here, 2025 here, 2025, 2024, 2024. It's interesting that these were like late 2024. I wonder why. It's rare that you find a new sub niche in a major holiday like St. Patrick's Day. But here's another one right here. Date published January 2025. So it looks like we may have actually found a relatively new St. Patrick's Day sub niche with the if I shenan once, I'll shenan again. So just like that, we did it live on this video. We found the repetition in the new kind of emerging trends section, and then we verified it here easily and quickly because we have the Chrome extension from Merch Dominator by simply just looking at the search results. Alternatively, you would have to open up each of these pages and then, you know, in the page, go down to date first available. So obviously it's a lot faster to just have the Chrome extension installed. No kings in America. So I think that's related to Trump. So you've got, I guess, Trump being a king or calling himself a king. And then you've got the no kings, anti-Trump, the same duality that we tapped into and made a ton of money on last year. You know what I mean? Pro-Republican, anti-Republican, pro-Democrat, anti-Democrat, right? Like it's the same thing, continues to work. All right. I feel like there's still that it was recent enough that it's still something that we could lean into as t-shirt sellers. And again, as long as people are buying, right? It's not our call. It's really just dictated by the sales. And that's what we do here. When we use these tools, we let the sales dictate our decision-making process. We use data. Federal Agency for Financial Oversight, FAFO. I know that's an acronym for other things. Which also would make me think twice about enabling the youth size on the shirts. Because the other acronym, definitely the first letter, F, stands for a curse word. So you can actually click and get a more in-depth advanced view into these products in Merch Dominator. Now, because we sorted by newest, all of these products are recently uploaded. So when I scroll down and I look at the BSR and price history here, well, it just has a dot for today because the product didn't exist, right? Prior to yesterday. But you can then click and get the Amazon link as well. If you wanted to try to collect more information. I did just want to kind of see if they enabled it for the youth size, and it does not look like they did enable the youth size. So do with that what you will if you're looking into this. You've got 2 minutes with an American flag, so could that perhaps be another emerging trend? Well, we could actually just look into it. You've got 2 minutes. Let's see. So what I'm doing here is I do the search, and then I'm going to let Merch Dominator load up, and I'm going to look again at the date published for some insights, right? Again, I don't need it to be an exact science. I just want to kind of gauge, like, is this something that's been trending for the last 5 years or the last, 2 weeks? This one looks like potentially the last 2 weeks. This is February 2025, February 2025, February 2025. February 2025. Yeah, so I'm going to guess after seeing 4 in a row that is relatively new. Beyond that, you've got a lot of the golf stuff doing really well. St. Paddy's Day, kind of what you would expect, right? I mean, prior to me logging on, I would have guessed something like this. I didn't know that we were going to find the shenan once, shenan again, though. So I do like that I could give you guys that one from this video. Anything else going to surprise us here? So some Shamrock math, by the way, kind of Pi Day inspired there. Pi Day is March 14th. A lot of, it's heavy on the mathematics, right? P-I, not P-I-E for Pi Day. But how about, St. Paddy's Day is right after Pi Day. So how about a St. Patrick's Day? Maybe even like some people may combine a Pi Day celebration with the St. Patrick's Day celebration. You could maybe cross niche the two or do another math themed St. Patrick's Day shirt like you see here with the fractions. Another Federal Agency for Financial Oversight, FAFO. So if that's, hey, if people are buying, I want to be selling. You know what I mean? So that could be something. Here's another No Kings in America, another federal agency for financial oversight. Hopefully you guys are getting, I'm not just trying to force feed you today's trends. I'm trying to show you how to fish them out of a massive pond, literally massive. Like think of how many t-shirts are posted to Amazon every single day. We're trying to just identify a few that were uploaded in the last day or two that have sold, because it usually is a pretty strong signal when we see multiple in the same niche. All right. And that's all we're doing here. This worked so well last year. I mean, people were making insane amounts of money, myself included. And a lot of it stemmed right here from Merch Dominator, letting it do the heavy lifting. We check in once, twice a day, maybe morning and night if you have time to act on the information, because it does refresh throughout the day. It's not like a one-time thing. Oh, I checked in the morning. No, it'll produce new results later in the day as it does its thing. So wanted to make sure I highlighted this because it continues to work. What more needs to be said? Our goal is to make money. Why overcomplicate it? Let's give the people what they want. The easiest way to do it in the in the immediate future is to look at what's trending currently. What is currently selling today? What are today's best sellers? And that's what they're attempting to service up on a platter here in Merch Dominator when you sort by newest. So hope you found that useful, guys. Of course, it's going to be linked in the description if you want to check it out. I would make a habit of checking it daily. If you still haven't tried it, I can't, I'm not trying to force anybody to do anything, but like, if you do give it a shot, check daily for a month and tell me if it worked, okay? It's really hard for it not to work. If it didn't work and you're doing it daily for a month, email me and send me some links to some of your designs so that I can tell you if it's the designs. I'm always going to keep it real with you. I'm not going to lie. If they're good, I'll tell you they're good. If they could use some improvement, I'm going to tell you they need improvement. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching till the end. I appreciate you, and I'll see you soon with another new video.